I didn't hear me anyway.
Oh, fine. I don't know. We got sound.
I can hear you.
Can you hear us?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's talk about Saka, man.
We'll talk about Saka. Comments are saying they can't hear us, but we'll go ahead anyway. Cool. Yeah, it's back. It's back. Go ahead. Saka. We'll talk about
Saka.
Our star boy.
Saka was brilliant last night.
Listen. I don't know what you expected. Once you start Saka, once you give him a chance, he's gonna prove himself like he always does. That's what he did when it was under, I guess Emery, or under Arteta. Now England. I love Saka.
You've interviewed him, haven't you?
I have interviewed Saka.
What was he like? Guy. What was he like when you interviewed him?
Like, he's only a year older than me. It was like talking to someone that's a year older than me. It's you're not talking to a football player when you talk to Saka. He's so humble, so normal. Like, it hasn't gone to his head. He's great. But like, listen, he shows his worth on the pitch. He doesn't need to talk himself up.
Yeah, no, he put in a wonderful performance yesterday, fully deserving of the Man of the Match award. And we were sort of debating in here earlier, is he going to get the start in England's next game on Tuesday? Of course, a crunch game. We know that certain players were missing because of COVID, like Foden and guys like that.
Yeah, chill. Yeah.
But will he start? Will he be, he's putting a Man of the Match performance. Will he start Saka next week? What do you reckon?
Listen, he should. You shouldn't drop a man in form. We know that. But, I don't know, on Southgate's form, he probably won't start him. I don't know.
You've got to start him.
I don't think he will.
He's got to start him. For me, he has to start, but it was a great performance by Saka, so big up Saka. A wonderful performance by him. What else you got for us anyway?
What else we got? All right, well, first of all, just got to say, remember, AFTV VIP exists, all right? We've got some great shows, great content, predictors, polls, articles, everything you need is on there. So go click the link in the description, aftv.mobi, takes you to AFTV VIP. You've done some great shows on there, Robbie.
I ain't seen the latest How's Your Touch.
Whoa.
I've got to watch that, the latest How's Your Touch.
Cecil, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, you were in. Yeah, you got to take a look at that one. Cecil was running up his mouth about his skills, but,
Go check that out.
Yeah,
I took him on.
Okay.
Right, go check that out.
But yeah, go take a look at that. But yeah, in terms of topics, wanted to talk about Saliba. This is one we've kind of spoken about for a while. We're always speaking about Saliba because we don't know what's going on. So apparently Southampton are interested in signing Saliba. I know it was Newcastle looking for a loan. Supposedly Southampton want him for 27 million. I don't know whether that's Arsenal's price tag or how much they want to pay.
Southampton ain't got 27 million to sign Saliba unless they sell somebody.
That's what I mean. I don't know.
Yeah, I have seen that. I have seen that today that Southampton are interested in him. We know that Newcastle want him on loan.
Yep.
There's other teams, Nice want him back. There's loads of teams that want him. The only team that don't seem to want him is us.
Yeah.
Right? Which we spoke about this at length on the show yesterday.
Yeah, you did.
And for me, I want to see him given a chance. It's as simple as that. But yeah, more and more teams seem to be interested in him. He could end up on loan.
Yeah, there's a few.
So
teams.
don't discount him going to say a Southampton on loan.
Yeah, I mean possibly.
Because the talk is that maybe Arsenal want him to go to a Premier League team where go out there on loan where he can get a lot of experience. And I don't know how much more experience they want him to get.
I mean, I think the whole point of him staying at Saint Etienne for another year was to get more experience. When he went to Nice, that was for experience. I don't really see the point. Like if you're going to stay, then stay. If you're going to go, then go. I feel like if he's going to leave, he's going to leave. And we sign Ben White or we sign him centre back, sure. But if we're keeping him and loaning him out again, I don't really understand the point of that.
Yeah, and what does it do for his confidence when,
not much.
I mean, it's Paul Alves here says, who cares about all these centre halves? We need midfield players and a goalkeeper and strikers as well as a new manager, he says, right? Okay. I'm not even sure if a goalkeeper is the priority. For me, the priorities is that midfield area. And, that's what I want to see us concentrating on. But we still are hearing loads and loads of stuff about the defence.
Yep.
And it's still the Ben White stuff and it's still Saliba possibly going away.
Not much is changing, to be honest. Only kind of thing I'd seen as well is obviously Mavropanos is going to Stuttgart. That looks pretty much done.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's just pretty slow.
Yeah, Mavropanos, again, went out on loan, did really, really well.
He was good in the few games that he did play for Arsenal. He looked decent, but again, I guess he's just not.
Yeah, I mean, with Mavropanos, at least he's had a chance, though.
I guess
at least we've seen him play We know that he got some injuries and stuff like that, but we've seen him play. But in the case of Saliba, I just want to see him play. You know, I said it, spoke about it last night, but I just want to see him play.
Yeah. I don't know, Robbie. I don't know. I mean, we've got a few pre-season games. Maybe he'll play in those, or maybe he'll be gone before that, whether it's a loan or a permanent deal. I'm not sure. I mean, other teams as well that were seen with this whole Saliba thing were Bayer Leverkusen, Rennes in France, Lille in France, and Newcastle. So, as you say, I guess a Premier League option's probably preferred.
I think if he goes out on loan, I don't think he's going to be France. He's done France. He's at Nice. He's done well. I think if he does go out on loan, it's going to be in the Premier League. They want him to, be Premier League ready, I guess.
Well, yeah.
I mean, listen, I guess we have to remember he's still a very young player. Who is very, and you're coming into a league where he's very, very experienced. But I just look at Wesley Fofana at Leicester.
Yep.
They played together, and he seems to have done all right. Maybe we just need to take a chance with him. I don't know, but we'll see what happens. We'll see.
There's a comment here. Arteta needs to appreciate young talent he has, like Martinelli and Saliba. Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, Martinelli hopefully will get a bit more of a chance next season.
Again, that's another player that I got very upset to see the small amount of game time that he got. He's a quality player, and the more he plays, the better he gets. You know, and I just want to see these young players get more time. Aaron says it gets sad to see Saliba down the pecking order, but it's time to act as a big club. They will get away. That's just the way it is when you have a successful youth program. Although not for Saliba, but Saliba, we bought him.
Yeah.
It's not like a player that's come through the ranks and we're saying, "Oh, you're not quite ready." We've gone out there. We've paid £27 million for him, with the hope that this is the next big thing as far as European centre backs are concerned, and he just has not figured. Not a chance. Not one game.
Listen, I don't know what to say. Listen, if he gets his chance, he gets his chance, and maybe we'll be able to see why Arteta doesn't want to play him. But we haven't had that moment to kind of see why we shouldn't. Why we shouldn't play.
By the way, Ramal says if they want Saliba, they've got to give us Ward-Prowse in a swap deal.
Well, okay, yeah, all right. Would you take that?
I still want Saliba.
Yeah,
I still want to see what he can do. And do you know what? We need defenders. We need to be solid at the back again. I want to see Arsenal back to the days where we're solid at the back. I've not seen that for so long. Since Sol Campbell left. That was the last time we were solid at the back, where we had proper defenders, Since then, we've just been flaky.
Nothing.
And I get that sorted. Get the spine of the team sorted first. No frills for me this summer.
Yeah.
Spine.
Well, I mean, another one we can kind of look at, which isn't quite at the back, more up top, is Calvert-Lewin. I know that's kind of been spoken about a little bit.
Yeah, discussed it this morning.
Yeah, hasn't really had a chance for England so far to kind of, show his worth in the Euros. But yeah, what do you think of that? Anything in it? Do you think it could happen?
Well, speaking about it on this morning's Transfer Daily, he is, the talk is that Everton are not against selling him. Okay. I find it crazy that he's their talisman. He's young. He's in the England squad now. I find it weird that they'd want to sell him, but the rumour is that they'd listen to offers for him at around about the £50 million mark, which is a lot of money for Calvert-Lewin.
Yeah, no, it is, isn't it?
But I like him. I think he obviously scored a lot of goals last season, over 20 goals in all competitions.
Yep.
He's something different that we don't have at Arsenal, which is he's great in the air.
Yeah, and we are missing that. You're right.
Yeah, and we don't have a player that's great in the air. Can hold the ball up, great in the air. You see a lot of Arsenal games where we put loads of crosses into the box, and there's just nobody.
There's no one there.
There's nobody there for those crosses. So I wouldn't be against that, but I can't see it happening. I'm being honest with you. It would be a strange one for me to see Everton letting go basically their best player right now.
Doesn't really make sense, does it?
It's a strange one. Yeah. It's a strange one. But they have lost their manager.
Yeah. refresh.
But then
maybe.
again, I think to myself that makes
Even
it even more.
so.
Because
maybe.
they lost Ancelotti, and now you're gonna, if you sell Calvert-Lewin, I mean, the Evertonians up there, they'll be marching on the stadium.
What would that mean? What would that mean? Obviously, we've got 4 strikers now. We've got Balogun, we've got Nketiah, who's supposedly signing a new deal. Don't know about that one yet.
Yeah, I think we're going to sell Nketiah.
We've got Lacazette.
New deal or no new deal.
So what happens to?
I think it would have to be a thing where you're talking about Aubameyang going.
Yeah.
Right, so it would be Aubameyang
going.
Sorry, not Aubameyang.
I was going to say,
Lacazette.
He's just signed his deal, hasn't he?
I think it would be Lacazette going.
I think you're right.
And then I think it would be Calvert-Lewin coming in for a Lacazette. You know what I mean? That's the only way I could see that happening. Eddie Nketiah is going to go as well. I can't see.
Yeah.
Even if they sign a new deal with Eddie Nketiah, that's just a new deal to up his price for me.
Yeah, all of these.
He's going to be going. So, so then it would be Balogun. And you got Balogun, Aubameyang, you've got Martinelli, and then whoever we bring in.
I guess there's that.
If it was a Calvert-Lewin, it'd be him.
Yeah, I mean, for me, there's nothing in any of these deals except the Ben White one, which looks likely, and Lokonga, which looks.
Lokonga, I think that's looking likely, like that's going to happen.
But the rest are just waffle. I think.
I don't know. We say waffle. We say waffle. You can't always just put it down like that, Harvey, because sometimes, you know what?
I want to be wrong.
I remember when people first started talking about Pepe, everyone said that was waffle as well.
Yeah, maybe.
And it did actually happen. And Pepe's a harder deal to get done than, say, maybe a Calvert-Lewin. But to be honest, the Calvert-Lewin one, I'd be shocked if Everton. So he's such a valuable player to that club. That would be.
I'm not sure about that.
That would be something really strange. You know what I mean? So, I just cannot see that. I just cannot see that happening.
Yeah. What about Camavinga? Does he still play for Rennes? I think he plays
still
for
at Rennes. Quality player. Quality midfield player.
Yeah.
I've said before though on the show that he's similar. He's very similar to Partey.
Okay.
And he's kind of a box-to-box midfielder more than a holding player, but he can play from deep. But I like him.
Yeah, I've seen.
He's a young player. He's a young talent. He'd be great.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen that one at 40 to 50 million euros.
I think he'd probably be worth more than that.
You think?
And there's been sounds of like your Real Madrids and teams like that looking at him, but they haven't got a lot of money. But Camavinga, PSG as well, I think have been very interested in him.
I think everyone is. We're only looking at him because apparently Aouar possibly could be off to Atletico. Possibly.
Listen, if they're looking at the two players, then it should be. I'd rather Camavinga than Aouar.
Yeah.
Right, but because Camavinga is such a good player, and he's still so young. Even though Aouar is young as well, but Camavinga's like about 18, 19 years old.
Yeah, he's very young.
So, listen, we're looking at the right type of players.
We're looking at everyone.
But who are we going to get? That's the thing. Who are we going to get?
I mean, I've seen a few comments as well, and Odegaard confirms he'll be staying at Real Madrid next season. So, does James Maddison look more likely now?
No, and I saw today as well a rumour saying that James Maddison, Leicester said they want £80 million for him.
Okay, well, we're not going to pay £80 million for James
Which
Maddison.
That's a ridiculous price as well. Again, there's been the rumours about the £250 million to spend and stuff
which
like
I don't
that,
believe.
Which I don't believe either. But even if we did have that amount of money to spend, I'd be like, James Maddison is not worth £80 million.
No.
It's as simple as that. So
80 million, you'd go for Grealish, wouldn't you?
Exactly.
If he's not worth more than that.
Exactly. Prijral says Arteta doesn't appreciate young players. He played Saka because he's already good before Arteta arrived. He used Emil Smith-Rowe because we got a result using the number 10 after criticism from the fans after the Ozil saga, he says. So he's not convinced at all. But Arteta is able to deal with the young players.
Yeah. Well, listen, I'm not sure what to expect for the new season. I mean, Arteta doesn't even seem to know his best formation yet. He doesn't seem to know who his favourite players are in terms of whatever different system he plays. He plays we had to play Xhaka at left back at some points. Sometimes he'd want Cedric, sometimes he wants Chambers at right back or Bellerin,
Not hearing a lot about right backs. That's another position that we need to, we need that sorting as well.
Is Bellerin going? That's what we thought.
I think he will.
Where's he going to go? I mean, I know there's been interest.
I think he will.
PSG, I think we're interested. weren't they?
PSG, there's talk yesterday
want
about
Hakimi.
Barcelona as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I get the feeling Bellerin will go this time.
Yeah.
And Karmit says if Arteta gives him a chance, how many games, if it goes wrong, Arteta will be blamed? He may play him, he may not, but he is the one who makes the decisions. Of course, Karmik, he is the one who makes the decisions. He's obviously talking about Saliba, but this is what you paid a lot of money for. You paid a lot of money for to make those big decisions. You know?
I mean, I've got Vishal here. He said that Camavinga's a young prospect again.
Yes.
If we were to sign him, would he slot in or will he go out on loan like Saliba for the first 2 seasons?
You never know.
You know what? You're probably right. He probably will go out on loan.
Shun Magam says, imagine how much Saka is worth now. Hope we keep him from the big teams like Barcelona and Real Madrid. Yeah. It's a good job that those teams are a bit skint at the moment because they'd be knocking on the door. And if we don't start matching the ambitions of players like Saka, it will only be a matter of time before Man Cities and people like that come knocking.
Yeah.
He's a brilliant player.
Someone we've got to hold on to.
For someone so young. How much do you reckon he's worth then? What would you say he's worth?
I mean, I'd seen like when they have like those index things and they tell like roughly. It was like around 100 million. He'd probably be worth more though. Do you not think?
I'm not sure if he's worth that much.
Well, I don't know.
I'd look on it and I'd say at the moment, Jadon Sancho.
Yeah.
Dortmund are saying they want 70 million for Sancho, and
Sancho's
probably going to get that.
He's worth more than that though.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like last year he was about 100 million.
100, yeah, fine.
But I think because of COVID, a lot of these players, the prices have really dropped off.
Yeah.
So I think if Sancho's worth 70 million, I think Saka's got to be getting up towards that as well. I'd say 65.
Yeah, a lot of comments are saying 50 million. Maybe that's
No, I think he's worth more than 50 million.
55.
He's 20.
Yeah.
20 years of age.
Well, he's 19 actually, isn't he?
19.
Yeah, he's 19.
So for me, I'd say more than 55, definitely. Yeah, Pepe was 70, but that was a couple of years ago. Will Ricketts says we need depth in the midfield. Bring in a CAM, 2 CMs, and a CDM. Get rid of Xhaka, El Neni, Torreira, and EMN. No Real Madrid midfielders he doesn't want. Stop slating Arteta. Look how much Pep tinkers and changes his lineup. Well, that's Pep. He can tinker with his lineup.
He can.
Because he's got 2 first teams. Yeah, we don't. Marcus Comfort says, Don, keep up the great work. Please tell me your sources know who we are going to sign. Nobody really knows who we're about to sign right now. No one, apart from, I think Lokonga is one that is looking likely.
Got the Red Cannon here, said that he'd love to see Saliba given a chance, like you said. We may look back one day with regret if we let him go, like so many before. Just
100%.
look at Gnabry for Germany.
100%.
Yeah, honestly, that's...
Nogerson says, EPL proven, St. Maximan, Mitchell, Basuma, Pereira, Sam Johnson and Declan Rice. Well, Declan Rice would be, again, that would be a 70, 80 million pound player. Basuma's available, we could get for about 40. Mitchell, I think he's a Mitchell at Crystal Palace, yes. St. Maximan I love as a player, but, he'd be very expensive as well because, Newcastle did pay about 25, something like that, 25 million, something like that.
We just don't really spend big in one chunk. I know we bought Pepe, but that's kind of like a one-off. I don't see us spending 70, 80 million on any player.
Yeah.
20 million here, 30 million there, maybe 50 million at a push. But other than that, it's just not what we do.
Gunavettel says, I agree with Red Cannon. Saliba deserves a chance. He'd be world class if he gets a chance. Big up AFTV from the Red Cannon. All I want to see him do is get a chance. That's it. And Luke says, guys, I think Arsenal fans should be really excited if we get Ben White. We haven't had a centre-back like him for years. Would be a great signing. Might be a great signing. Might be a great signing.
You won't think so. You don't know until you know. That's it. You don't know until you know. I mean, at least he's played in the Premier League, so there's kind of some experience there. But yeah, you don't know until you know. That's kind of it.
Rick says, seriously, everyone needs to stop overreacting. Arteta has openly said he's in his plans next season. So what's the problem? These ITKs know more than him. All of a sudden, you're letting yourselves get wound up. Well, yes, Rick, in a way, but we've seen things like that before where, yes, he's in our plans. We've heard that before from Arteta.
Yeah, I thought he was.
And there hasn't been in the plans, you know what I mean? Because last season, at first he was saying he was in his plans and he didn't play. So, this is why, and we haven't seen him play yet, and this is why we get worried. Harry P says Saul Niguez should be our number one target instead of Bissouma. I think Saul Niguez is going to want to play Champions League football again. That's the problem. We don't have that at the moment.
Yeah, that's not happening.
Mukhtar says John McGinn. Listen, man, Villa, they're outbidding us for players, mate.
Yeah, they're our biggest rival now, aren't they? Aston Villa. They want to nab Smith Rowe off of us. They took Martinez off of us. Buendia.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus. Daniel says, are we going for White because Arteta wants an all-English speaking back four? Bellerin, White, Tierney. I don't know about that.
No. I don't see that happening.
I think the communication there would be fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
Let's do a couple more. By Calvert Lewin says Mohamed Mahmoud. Would you like him?
Sorry, say that again?
Calvert-Lewin, would you like him?
Well, it depends if Laka goes, then yeah. If Laka stays, then no. There's no... Well, listen, I'd only want Calvert-Lewin if it didn't mean that we had to sacrifice in other positions. If we don't sign a Basuma or a Lakonga or a Maddison, or, a decent midfield player, then no, because we need that more. We need that attacking midfielder and a midfielder next to Partey if it looks like Xhaka's going. So there's no point bringing in a striker if we don't address those positions.
Yeah, Mohammed says Isaac, please. Yes, again, that's another alternative to Calvert-Lewin.
Yeah.
Ozone says Saliba, Guendouzi, Balogun, Nelson. How many young players will we let Arteta ruin? If it wasn't for Emery and Freddie, we would have Saka and Emile Smith-Rowe on that list.
Yeah, what's happening with Nelson then? Haven't thought about that for a while because he hasn't played. I mean, I know Arteta told him to go out on loan last season and he didn't, and that's why he didn't really play. But yeah, I don't know.
That's
Nelson.
When you read that, you know what I mean? Young player wise.
Oh, God. yeah. Saka and Smith-Rowe are the lucky two, I guess. The rest have kind of been pushed to the side.
All right, I'm going to do one more because we're going to have to go in a minute. Where was that? Oh, it just disappeared. But it was somebody suggesting Neil Mopey.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Careful, time might come running in.
Wouldn't that be interesting?
Oh, God.
And Sagnick said, the irony is a relatively younger manager, Arteta, doesn't trust young players. He's unproven too, but Arsenal trusted him with a big job.
Yeah, I guess.
That's a great point.
I guess. That's
great point. Love that one, Sagnick. I think that's a great one to end on and to us to have a think about that. I like that. The irony, read it again. The irony is a relatively young manager, Arteta, doesn't trust young players. He's unproven too. Arsenal trusted him with a big job.
Yeah.
Maybe he needs to put a bit more trust in some of the younger players as well. But Saliba, linked with a move to Southampton. Let's see how that one develops out. But Harvey, big up, bro.
Thanks for having me, Robbie. I'm sure I'll be back soon.
Big up to Harvey. He's our Saka. That's what we call him. We call him our Saka here at AFTV. Right? And you say you're older than Saka?
I'm a year younger than Saka.
Year younger than Jesus Christ, man. I'm an old man now, man. Time to retire. I'll get the cigars out.
Yeah, your words, not mine. But,
thanks for watching the show. We'll be back tomorrow. Don't forget, we're back here every evening, Monday to Friday, with AFTV News Daily. So make sure you check it out here. Most nights 7 o'clock. So and subscribe to the channel and like this video. And I'll see you in the morning with Transfer Daily.